What is up, guys? It is Pro7th here. There's been a lot of controversy coming on here with the supply drops in Black Ops 3, and there was a Reddit thing on the sub post of Black Ops 3 subreddit, I guess you call it. I don't use Reddit too much, but I know for sure it's a subreddit for sure. But the title of this was a Treyarch friend slash consultee slash employee was revealing what the current state of microtransaction is, and he says, like I said, this may not be like 100% accurate. Some of it can be fake, stuff like that. You just gotta take everything like a grain of salt. But the things that I want to go through here is basically this whole article, or not article, the subreddit. I'll leave this link in the description for you guys, but I want to let you guys know that I've seen people, sending death threats and stuff to David Vonderhaar, and it's not entirely his fault. If that, he's the guy who's actually trying to tell Activision, no, they didn't want supply jobs. So I'm gonna kind of get through that in a second, but let's go through this. So he says, I am in a position to know exactly what the current situation is at Treyarch / Activision and what is coming up down the pipeline. And this is gonna be kind of more of a long video, so just like I said, it's just more of like a news video again. I do have a live con coming out tonight, but let's kind of get through this a little bit more. Like I said, he says, you can choose to believe me or not, but when this starts to come true, you can look back. So I've seen consultants hate being thrown towards friends / co-workers in the past few days for the current supply drop situation. Chances are, if you can directly tweet them and potentially get a non-PR response, they didn't support or make this decision. To explain this, we need to go back to Advanced Warfare. Given my connections, I'm not keen on what the situation was over at Sledgehammer, but here is what I gathered. The number of priority Advanced Warfare had was to keep players' retention levels high. So that means just to keep bringing players to come back. This all began with COD Ghost with its extremely poor performance after the second DLC Contact Pack was released. The studio came up with the idea of supply drops, a way to keep players coming back since they would not unlock all the items they wanted very quickly. This did not start out as a microtransaction. He puts this in bold letters saying that. December 2014 comes where Activision discusses the game's performance / DLC content development with the studio. This isn't a very formal thing. A lot of this is just emails. And then also here, Activision cites CSGO cases and compares them to supply drops, asking Sledgehammer to do what they can to make this happen. The rest is history. And I mean, like, I already knew once COD Ghost came out and it did poorly, Activision's like, we need to make more money, and that was their way of doing it. And I have different looks on Activision now because I really wish that Treyarch splits off after Black Ops 3 and makes their own company. I mean, I guess they are a company now, but I mean, just gets away from Activision and they make their game the way they want. I mean, I don't know if that's possible. Because I don't know if a zombies kind of thing would be copyrighted or not, because it's part of the Call of Duty thing, but I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I'm just saying that right now. I'm not saying it's from this article, but I'm just saying that myself. If Activision or if Treyarch can do that, but who cares? Let's get on with this. He says, I have no clue why the supposed supply credits were never implemented. What we have, which is the crypto keys in Black Ops 3. I have no idea why the system became more unfair. As I said, more connections at Treyarch than Sledgehammer. Black Ops 3 did not have supply drops until July of last year, so it was never implemented until basically it was before the beta, or no, after the beta. Or no, it was before the beta, sorry. Before the beta, and the game was very much complete. They got a direct order to put a concept that could be made into microtransactions in place, and it's done. The team didn't want to do this as their content plans were already well in place at that point, but it had to be done. It's not as simple as standing up for yourself and saying no in a multi-billionaire industry with a massive publisher breathing down your spine. Somewhere else along the line, the Zombies team has converted an already existing mechanic into one that could be turned into a microtransaction model. I guess these are those mini perks you get in zombies, and those are the gobblegums that we have in, you know, the liquid divinium, and you get to buy those. And you know, the Treyarch Zombies team did not want this to happen, and they didn't want this to happen in multiplayer. But Activision is the one. It's because of all this. But he says he doesn't play the mode, and he says, excuse me for my ignorance. He says the team somewhat negotiated to allow only cosmetic items and supply drops. And we knew about this too. We actually knew about the cosmetic items, but then Activision / current figures at Treyarch agreed, and with a condition that only a microtransaction system is put into place. It must should match the revenue gained from advanced supply drops in the first month. Okay. And then he goes on here saying people on the team who don't want to see this happen quickly create some knife variants. And this could be done in about 2 weeks. And this is why animations were not consistent for the new knives during their launch. And this is done to get YouTubers to have a reason to purchase COD points, so their fans will feel the need to do so as well. I mean, just reading that is crazy. This is done to get YouTubers to have a reason to purchase COD points, so their fans will feel the need to do so as well. And that's crazy. And obviously the big YouTubers I'm talking about is probably Ali A, T Martin, Chaos Silencer, Prestigious Key, Hollow Point, all them. I mean, I don't really hate them, but I just, like, it's those YouTubers that are trying to do that, and because they're kind of like the big YouTubers, and they get their fans to buy the COD points, so they don't really get them to. But I mean, if it's like saying like, oh yeah, no, look, I'm doing it, so you can do it, you know, kind of like that. And it's kind of sad to see. I mean, whatever. 3 weeks has passed and COD points don't sell nearly enough as advanced supply drops, not by a long shot. I don't have the metrics, but he said at least 5 times less than what supply drops did. So in the eyes of those making the decisions, the outliers is easily seen. Gameplay changing items are what people pay for. At this point, Awakening was practically finished. Right before Christmas, there were 2 DLC weapons, the MX Grand, a pistol, and the MP40 planned to be included with the DLC. And this was at the point before we even knew about the MX Grand and the pistol and the MP40, but let's get on with this. He said are finished and put on hold. The MP40 is still on the way, likely put on hold to make sure that the fans don't get too pissed. The weapon may not even be finished at all. I'll get back to that later. That's a quick version of what went down as far as I know. Why am I letting you this be known? Because contrary to popular belief, the people making these games aren't some rich assholes prying out your pretty penny. These people aren't bringing home anything special from work. A solid salary, yes, but nothing off the chart. He just talks about all that stuff. Let's get on to this. Now, none of this supply drop money is going to the employee's pocket at all. It's all going back into Activision's bank as far as I'm aware. Potentially higher ups at Treyarch making some money off these, but those are the ones supporting the idea as well. The reason you haven't seen Vondahard talking about this, he is fucking pissed. Sorry for my language there, but he is pissed about it. He's discussed with people about leaving his current role, and this is at the, I think, before the beta. Maybe something around there, somewhere around the beta stage. He was talking about leaving the company and all that, and you know, people are saying this is probably Treyarch's David Vondahard's last game for Treyarch. But we'll see. But yeah, so he says he might leave the role after this title due to the fact of the backlash he predicted he will receive. When yet he was one of the fought against the idea. So he was the one, and people are sending him death threats, you know, saying it's his fault, it's all his idea that did this, he's the guy who put all this stuff in the supply drops. He was the one who fought against it. Now that's what I said at the beginning of the video. He's the one that did not go for this idea, and he actually took a vacation this week because he knew exactly what was going down this week, and he didn't want any part of it. I can only imagine the stress on the guy. He fought against it the hardest, and now gets all the hate thrown down at him directly on Twitter, and he is not allowed to say he agrees. And he says in the future, he says more weapons are coming, new specialists. He said that they're only planning 2 right now, But he says that just one that is finished, and if they decide they'd rather not make it anymore. So it's pretty much one or two are coming, but for sure maybe one. Weapon skins, Kuda with an MP5 skin, KN44 with a AK-47, and you know it's gonna go through. It's gonna be accessible through the gunsmith system, and this stuff is just crazy. You got the UAD. HUD skin, which is the HUD skin, calling cards, camos, emblem textures, announcer packs, and more on the table for supply drops. More content behind a microtransaction paywall is more likely to come. I'm not responding to anything. Take everything as a grain of salt, like I said in the beginning. I am not making promises on the future, just clearing up the past. And that's really the whole thing he said on this Reddit article. And it's crazy just to see what he had to say about Activision. And now, on my perspective, I have a different perspective on Activision, just because of what this guy said. And it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know what to say. I really don't, because I mean, people have been sending death threats for Gondar, and I really feel bad for him because it's not his fault. He was the one that was actually trying to go against this idea, and it's just Activision that's just in the way. And I just hope that Treyarch just gets away from, splits apart from Activision, and you know they make their own game, and they don't have to listen to anyone else except themselves. And I really hope so. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. You know, tweet David Von Har or something. I don't know. Give him some good comments or something like that. I don't know. I kind of text him on Twitter too. Yeah, so you guys can read my tweet if you guys want. I'll leave that in the description. And so thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. I might be live streaming tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.